Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. The reason you see me.
Sex trafficking and racketeering trial resumes this morning.
That's right. They're still trying to figure out who's going to sit on that jury. The judge and lawyers have already questioned dozens of potential jurors. Good Day's Briella Tomasetti has the details from the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan this morning. Briella, they're going to sort of keep going forward with figuring out who's going to be on the jury today, right?
They are going to try to keep things moving, Dan and Tina. Good morning to both of you. And precisely about 36 people, in fact, were questioned by the judge yesterday about whether they could remain fair and impartial in such a high-profile trial. 19 people from that first batch of potential jurors are still in the running. Sean Diddy Combs walked into that courtroom yesterday wearing a sweater over a white-collared shirt and gray slacks and hugged his attorneys. As proceedings got underway, Judge Arun Subramanian jokingly compared the long list of prospective jurors to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Several of them said they already saw a key piece of evidence in the case, video of Combs beating R&B singer and ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura inside a Los Angeles hotel. One woman was dismissed after describing a still image she saw from that video as, quote, damning evidence. Ventura, one of the 4 accusers, is expected to testify. By day's end, some were disqualified for personal reasons or because their opinions or past experiences would impact their objectivity. One prospective juror said she liked a video on social media posted by a comedian who joked about large amounts of baby oil found by law enforcement in the superstar's homes. She was not dismissed. At one point, Combs asked for a bathroom break, telling the judge he was a little nervous. The court ultimately hopes to seat all 12 jurors plus 6 alternates by the end of the week before opening statements begin on Monday. All of them, by the way, will remain anonymous. Prosecutors have argued that Combs used his power to force women to participate in sex performances called freak-offs. His defense team insists everything was consensual. The hip-hop mogul denies the allegations and has pleaded not guilty to federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges. If Combs is acquitted, he will walk out of Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center a free man. However, if he is convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. For now, we're live here in Lower Manhattan. A lot at stake, Dan and Tina. Back to you.
Wow, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Here it is, day 2. They're still picking through who they're going to pretty much deal with Diddy in this trial on. They also steps up today and say, well, that the accusers, only 1 out of the 4 accusers will be taking the stand. OG, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They cranking them up. They got a lot of stuff going through. I say they ask a lot of weird questions. It says prospective jurors was also shown a list of 100 places and people whose names may come up at the trial, and were asked whether they knew the people and whether it would affect their ability to be impartial. The list included celebrities such as Michael B. Jordan, Michael Myers, Kanye West, and none of them are implicated in the trial. So Michael B. Jordan, I was ready to say, damn, I know he wasn't up in there.
OG, you never can tell who was at the freak offs.
Was you there?
Well, no, I'm just saying, if they gonna accuse T.D. Jakes of being there, anybody could have been there.
No,
T.D. Jakes was accused of being there, so anybody could have been there.
Well, he had to bless the occasion. So
no, what I'm telling you right now is going to be a lot of stuff come out on this trial that you won't expect. A lot of things are going to be alleged, and a lot of things are going to be said to try to sway that jury. And I can guarantee you it's not going to be an easy win for Diddy, but maybe he get one person on there. Don't take but one. If he can convince one not to fold on him. When you look at this trial and they gearing up to go, it's not going to be an easy win, OG. But what do you think about Diddy saying he got a little nervous, had to go to the restroom? What's up with that?
Yeah. I guess sitting up in a trial like that with all them people around, it'll make you nervous. You got to do. I told you before you do big things, you got to use the restroom. He probably ate that morning and drank some stuff he didn't know was going to be that overwhelming.
This is going to be one of the most high-profile cases that we've seen in 2025 for sure, but it may be the most high profile case since the OJ case.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a circus. They're gonna bring out a cast of characters, but Puffy got a good team. If they work for him the way, and all he has to do is put up that shadow of a doubt. Like their whole contention right now is everything that happened was consensual. They have no direct evidence other than him beating up that Cassie lady for stealing from him, which was self-defense. He doesn't. It's nothing that they can conclusively bring to a jury that says he himself brought anybody to anything at gunpoint or put them on a plane. From what I understand right now, he doesn't have anything like R. Kelly. He didn't have any women set up and held up to get in the house for years. So it may not be as tough as you think.
There's freak off oil being brought up. There's baby oil freak off things that are being said to already get geared toward the way of how they're going to try to take this trial. Now, nobody's mentioned the guns with the serial number scraped off. I remember that early on when they raided his homes. How do they get around that?
Well, those are the son's guns. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I wasn't even there when they found the weapons. His two sons were at the house and his daughter. He was out the country. So there's no way you can say they mine.
Wow. When you
my print say on them, my kids better take this case, all these millions I done put up on them, they better take their butt to the penitentiary for 5 years.
When you look at P. Diddy and his posture, and he comes in with his sweater on, and he's sitting there, and he's really pretty much facing the trial of his life, do you feel like he'll be get used to it and get more comfortable with it as the trial progresses, or do you think it becomes more irritable as the trial progresses?
He's an actor. Man, he goes to that, take that, man. Diddy, he'll come over there just like he come up on the stage. You heard what Suge said. If anybody want to get a real manager that don't want to get all on the stage and up in the videos, come over to Death Row.
OG, that was a young man, and you're biased because you always take it back to Compton. But I'm going to be honest with you. This here is going to be tough for him. The guy you just quoted, Suge Knight, already facing a lot of time, so he's already lost his battle.
He ain't facing that much time. He got half of it done now.
Yeah, he got 27 years, man. That's a long time. 28. That's a long time.
So half of 28 is 14. He done 10. He ain't got but 4 more to go.
So he don't have to do half of it?
Half.
Really?
He didn't get 85%.
Oh,
so
yeah.
All goodbyes ain't gone.
Man, OG, shit, man. When you think about Diddy, now that you can see that the media had smear campaigned him, and it's pretty much now a thing where everybody that they saying they ain't never seen this case is lying, OG. I just don't buy that. If they talking about all these different things, ain't nobody like you can't be familiar with the case. Everybody familiar with the case.
Everybody. If you go to the moon, they didn't heard about the baby oil. Everybody, it's all on TV. Everybody, so no one can say that they haven't heard anything about it. You know, that's why they ask them the questions about Michael B. Jordan to see how truthful you are. You know, what do you know and what you're gonna do. So,
or they might have asked about him just because to see if he was in one of them freak offs. How about that? Because you're a Michael B. Jordan fan, it seems you keep trying to act as if they asked that question for a reason.
I don't know nothing about. He's just a young man. I wouldn't think that he would be coming in nothing like. I didn't feel like they would bring his name up, sir.
Well, you can't. You don't know what he had to do to you. They say after a particular budget, you have to be a sacrifice or do a sacrifice in the Illuminati. I don't know if he entered or not. I do know he's very successful, but I am telling you right now, he's definitely being named for some reason or another. They didn't just pull his name out of the air. They could have said Paul McCartney, or they could have said anybody.
Excuse me, sir. That's gossip and conjecture. You don't have any evidence of that man being anywhere.
His name was mentioned.
Well, they mentioned your name too. They put
Boss.
They said, man, anybody ever heard of Boss Talk and the Freak Off? I said,
what? No, you better not, OG. That mean you done been in some stuff and got me linked to it if that happened.
No, I'm just
because you was around them, so yeah, that would be a thing.
You know what? Look, you started off with with Yosemite Sam and Lil Charlie. So you got some dudes in your past that's kind of questionable, bro.
Oh, gee.
Charlie been in a couple of freak offs. He admit that he done been in a couple of freak offs with Diddy. Yeah. No.
Oh, gee, let me ask you this back to Diddy, man. Like, do you feel like, with the time he spent in there and the time he's had to gather his thoughts, they had so many different things that they were doing before he left. You remember him being P. Diddy. You remember, well, first of all, he was Puff Daddy. Then he turns to P. Diddy. Then he turns to Diddy. Then he turns to Brother Love. And that's when they think the freak off stuff started, when he became Brother Love. Is it Love or something he was calling himself?
Yeah, there was something that's when he started taking it from the back.
What the heck, OG? That is not what that means.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, you didn't hear it from me, but word is.
OG, do you see any of his friends or anybody stepping up to bat? He's going to have some people in his corner, man, just outside his family and his kids, all those people that was in them videos with him, all those people that had been hanging out with him previously. Do you think any of those people will come forward and start to show that they are supporting Diddy now at this point, that he's getting ready to face a trial of his life?
Hell no. Ain't nobody messing their career off messing with Diddy. Diddy is a plague right now. You didn't kiss nobody. You didn't kiss nobody doing COVID, did you?
So I'm just asking, do you think anybody? I mean, Busta Rhymes seemed to have made a gesture of don't judge him until after the trial. Do you think anybody will step up and go up there and support him daily? I mean, even when Trump was going, everybody was going up there with Trump in black jackets and black coats and black cars.
Look, do not try to compare a white man with this Sambo. You cannot. And Busta Rhymes is so questionable. His testimony, he didn't been with some baby oil a couple of times, so. We can't use Busta Rhymes. He's not a good character witness.
You had all type of people that was taking pictures with Diddy before this happened. Champagne bottles was being popped, and everybody was riding with him, man. Now the champagne, they're not posting those pictures no more. They've taken his name out of songs. Boosie said, just left New York City hooked up with, and then he do the no gesture. Like, I'm not gonna say that part. I didn't hook up with P. Diddy. He took that part out of the song.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Everybody, they're not fooling with that because they don't want to be attached to that. And Boosie wasn't the only one. There's been a few of them that had the Diddy signature move in their songs, and they took it out, and they're not even saying it no more. Once you get caught with your hand in the bag, many people fall back. Have it been a time with you, OG, where you was getting ready to face some serious situation and people fell back and wouldn't even support you or even pay money to, or even put money on your books? Have you had a fallback period in your life?
One time the police came to my mama's house and my mama signed a confession, said I was the one that did it.
Your own mama told it on you, OG?
Well, shit, my mama said she wasn't going to jail. She said, Mama, you better come turn yourself in. I'm like, what is you doing? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. When that pressure get on you, boy, all that old being a rider, that lead, boy. No, you got to ride this one by yourself.
They saying that they'll have the jury picked by the end of this week, OG. If they pick this jury by the end of this week, everything goes the way they're planning it to go. What do you see? They'll kick it off Monday. They'll start the trial, and they'll start bringing out evidence. How long do you think this will last?
Well, it's, the way this judge he has right now, he's trying to push this through and make it as expedient as possible. So they're not going to get a lot of leeway. His defense team is going to have to be very, very diligent in what they do and how they do it, because they got a tough fight against him with the prosecutor and the judge, not giving them the time that they need, because they did a superseding indictment that they included, and his team asked for an additional week so they could study over the indictment, and the judge had already rejected that. So shit, you've been to college. I know you can speed read. Let's get this done.
Still, yesterday, just researching, come to find out Steele is from New York.
Brian Steele, yes, sir.
So he's familiar with the judicial system in New York. Will he be as successful as he was? And this is according to you, because you felt like he did a good job. Will he be this convincing? Will he be this this one who runs around as if he can pretty much help this case? Or will he be, at this point, because he's not the lead attorney, will he just be a voice in the background?
Now, there you go. He's not the lead attorney. And the lead attorney is the ex-DA. I don't know how he's fought some cases, but I haven't seen his courtroom antics. I know that Brian Steele commands a jury. Well, a black jury he commands, you know. You don't know how he's in the arena with clear people. But I know he's devastating when it comes to being an orator. And that's a lot of it, especially when you're dealing with a jury, that you have some attorneys that are law attorneys, that they can write writs and they can deal with the law. And that kind of attorney, you want to have a trial by a judge, because he knows the law and he's not swayed by opinion and emotion. But when you have 12 people that deal with emotion, you have to have a attorney that can connect with them on every level and do some things that is unearthing, that's make you say, maybe not. Every attorney is not that impressive in orating with a jury.
Case in point. Cassie's videotape comes out with CNN pretty much putting it out. Once this video comes out, everybody in the world sees it. Point is the fact that they will hold this as the number one leading thing that they're trying to convict him on. Do you feel like they'll be successful at that?
Now, there again, what questions is the defense team gonna ask this lady Cassie? How deep are you gonna go with her? Are you gonna destroy her? She's gonna come in there looking like Little Red Riding Hood. So are you gonna destroy the white image in America at this time? It depends what you say. You have a lot of attorneys, well, we don't want to get too far into it, so we're not going to ask them. So the damage is gone, and you don't have any recoup on it. Brian Steele, again, he's a master at that. So he can tear her down, have her looking like a slut. I believe in that white man. Yes, I do.
Wow. So if Brian Steele gets a shot at her, she's got her work cut out for her to be on the stand in the mix of those wolves when it come down to testimony, when it come down to pretty much her speaking out against Diddy. Do you feel like Diddy will be walking out, and it's just day 2, and I'm gonna ask you this on a daily basis as we covered it. Do you feel like he'll be walking out of that courtroom in the near next 2 weeks? I asked you that yesterday. I want to see if you changed your mind.
Not on your life.
So you don't think he's going to be able to walk out of there? You don't think they can convince one person that this here couldn't have went down like that?
Not in New York. He going to jail if he don't stay by the day.
Wow.
He getting convicted.
Wow.
If Trump got convicted, he getting convicted.
Wow, that's hard. That's hard. Well, OG, thank you so much, man. Guys, get in the comments. We're going to be covering this daily when we can. If anything pops up, they're from what I last heard, OG, unless you heard something different, they're not letting cameras into the courtroom right now. They're not letting media in.
They're keeping it semi-private right now. All they're doing is taking sketches.
Wow. Well, I wish they was showing it, and I hope they'll bring it out as the trial progresses, man. Get in the comments. Let us know. Do you think Diddy will be able to get out of this situation? And do you agree with OG in the fact that he won't be getting out without doing some type of time or signing for something to show that he was guilty? Let us know. Get in the comments. Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.